Thank you, Jason. Good afternoon, everyone. So my topic now is today we're going to talk about achieving ESG through FM solutions. This basically shows the journey that my company has actually taken to do ESG via FM solutions. Now, as we know, ESG is actually a growing trend now in FM, and they're covering environmental, social, as well as governance, right? So BCA has actually mentioned that, projected that in 2025, more than half of the buildings are going to be 30 years or older. So how do we overcome this, especially if we want to achieve ESG, especially now? And there are considerations that we look at. So to do that, we actually look at two types. There are two approaches. There's the green building and the smart building. But the approach that we have taken is actually to combine both together. And there are questions that we will ask in terms of when we look through these buildings. And these are the three questions we actually look through, like consideration for the type of smart technology, the benefits that one can achieve from a smart building technology, and of course, what kind of financial improvements that we can get. So, and in the role of FM, what do we do besides helping them to get the smart technology and the green building? What we want to achieve is actually to monitor and improve energy efficiency, that's to reduce carbon emissions. And of course, to optimize our FM operations and to manage space requirements. That's one of the key roles of being an FM. And also to shift more towards preventive maintenance and of course to increase the building's lifespan. So how do we do that? I think the first step that we actually do to go towards road to sustainability is most of the buildings would like to attain a Green Mark certification in Singapore. In Singapore, as we know, there's the Green Mark certification. I think the highest level one is the super low level energy buildings. And this was launched in 2018 by BCA. And it actually encourages the industry to actually push the boundaries in this. How do they do that? They actually have go for best in class with more than 60% energy savings, as well as, and of course with off-site and on-site remote monitoring. So the broad strategies in achieving SLE is basically four types of strategies. Passive, which includes all the equipment like natural ventilation and your sunlight shading. Of course, there's active strategies through your air conditioning and your mechanical and ventilation and your lighting. We also look at smart energy management. That's where the building automation, smart building, as well as the plug load management, and that's where our previous speakers have spoken about. And of course, the last part, which is the renewable energy, and that is when we have to do a bit of site optimization as well as solar PV. Now, I'm going to share a case study that we've managed. It's actually a government agency training institution building. He actually achieved the Green Mark SLE. Now, one of the challenges that they actually faced was that it was a very, very old building infrastructure and equipment. If I recall correctly, it's roughly around 20 years old. The team itself, they actually, or rather the client's team itself actually lacked the expertise in energy efficient management. And of course, we also saw that they actually have a high plug load consumption. So how do we overcome that? We actually implemented, working with consultants, we actually implemented a strategy. We actually did a gap analysis, planning of what we need to do. Then after that, we will then implement the plan that we actually had made known to them. After the implementation, we'll do a review and then, of course, the submission for the Green Mark certification. Through this, we actually done three things. The artificial lighting technology is through the extensive use of LED lightings. With that, we actually had improvement of from 44%. ACMV as well, we actually installed a new chiller, improved the efficiency from 0.932 to 0.62 kilowatt per refrigerant ton. And on top of that, we also used the zero ozone depletion refrigerant, all right? And of course, finally, we use renewable energy, and that is actually through the installation of solar panels at the rooftops. This actually managed to supply at least up to 15% of the building consumption. Now, we talked about that, then how do we go the next step? And that's where the smart technology comes in. Through us, through C&W, we actually came up a remote operations center to actually help to manage and to monitor the process subsequently to make sure that they are on track for what they have planned for, especially in a green mark SLE building. So the smart solutions actually combines on-site surveillance. We actually built a platform to actually combine on-site surveillance, which monitors the existing building performances as well as installing through the use of IoT sensors. It's actually then with the information and the data gathered, aggregated into a single platform. And through this, with our own FDD tool, we actually are able to analyze the data based on two factors, which is rules-based and condition-based. Now, what you might ask, with doing this, what does it bring to the client? Well, it actually brings real-time and active monitoring of activities of remote and unmanned sites. So basically, we do not have to send manpower to a remote site to do the monitoring, to do the checking, to do the inspection. We also actually help to reduce the reliance on manpower through the optimization of manpower. And of course, it actually improve the accuracy in detection and rectification works. So how do we believe that that is why we actually did the platform to actually improve these all three, and we believe with this we can actually contribute to the ESG by the 3 points that I've actually mentioned, including improving the health and safety of the wellness of the occupiers. Now, with that platform that we've gathered, we've got all the data. What we can do is that we can actually use the data to do a data-driven maintenance planning. With the data-driven maintenance planning, we can actually mitigate breakdowns and system failures. We can also do on-demand maintenance and service response through the optimization of manpower. Now, because we are able to monitor data live, we can actually enhance the occupier satisfaction because we are able to react to their feedback almost immediate. And finally, of course, with this information, we can actually improve energy efficiency of the building. Now, what we see here is a kind of a sample of what we actually put in a remote monitoring CCTV in an equipment room. It has actually features of facial recognition, movement detection, as well as a two-way intercom. So if there were some issues down there, we can actually go through our remote monitoring system, our remote operation centers, with our team of experts or consultants there to actually advise the technician who has responded to the issue there. And that actually saves time in getting people in resolving the issue. Of course, besides that, we also put in the FM patrol robot using the latest technology. It is able to do a 360-degree camera. We are able to recognize through the cameras as well for facial recognition. Because we are able to install a thermal imaging, we are able to detect temperature differences on surfaces or even pipe leaks. And of course, with that, we can actually put a fire extinguishing system. Now, because of time limit, I'm not going to show the video on this part here. Now, with all this, we actually created an ecosystem of smart FM solutions with our platform. You've seen the remote surveillance systems that we put in place. And with that, we actually get a pulse on the building and performance through the data and the information, including using the IAQ monitor as well as a smart toilet system. With that, all the data that is collected, we can do analysis. With the analysis of the data, we can then direct or respond correctly and on time, optimally. Finally, all that, it allows for data tracking and an audit trail of all the work that we have done. So basically, it creates a very nice ecosystem for us to carry out our work. Now, with that, we are able, with the platform that we install for FM through with our innovation, through our journey, we are able to actually now be able to control most of the services within, well, not rather control, but rather to monitor and to analyze the data that we actually get from the building, from people movement, heat mapping, fault reporting, lighting control, HVAC, as well as IAQ. You might ask, how do we do that? Actually, this is a sample of what we have actually done for our office. We are able to track the lighting movement as well as to use to people movement as well, including electrical consumption for each location. Okay? Oh, sorry. And of course, what we want to do is basically combine, like if you recall, I've mentioned combining green building as well as smart technology. That's what we want to do. Moving beyond, turning green through FM solutions. With that, we are able to actually decarbonization. Because of the data that we collect, we are able to do carbon emission measurements, and of course, to do carbon credits as well, and RECs. And of course, we can do the net zero energy savings. We are also able to do cost savings in operations through expenditure, especially because we are able to reduce, not reduce, but rather to optimize our head count on site, rather than just relying on manpower to resolve issue. And finally, of course, we are able to improve the revenue stream of the landlord because we are able to do a better space utilization through, even for leasing or through advertising. Now, finally, you can say that's the eventual outcome, what we can do. With the implementation of our ROC and the journey that we have taken through innovation, we are basically ESG compliant. Why? Because in the environmental, we are basically carbon free. And in social, because we are able to track the IAQ as well as the wellness of the occupants, we are able complying with the wellness and interaction of the social part. And finally, with the platform and the data that we gather, as well as the digitized FM process, we are able to do a proper governance of our processes and SOPs. Now, that translates actually what it means into, it's just dollars and cents, basically, into economic gains because, first and foremost, in Singapore, we are eligible for green financial grants. And of course, with a green building, through Dodge and Data Analytics survey, it actually, with a green building with smart technology, especially when they're whether new or retrofitted, they actually have a 7% increase in asset value over a traditional building. So what it means is that it actually has higher rental value, lower operating costs, higher occupancy rates, and low yields. That's what everybody wants, actually. So with that, I come to the conclusion that I would like to come to the conclusion of my presentation that basically the smart FM solutions that we have in place, and that is what we would like to achieve in moving forward for FM solutions. Thank you very much.